And that's the icy veins, but Morrow is actually forced into his ice block, so Reform getting the better side of that exchange.
Yeah, Reform looking a lot better in this game. Rel's is still into the full polymorph though. Dizio into the cheap shot. He has to use that aspect of the turtle, that key defensive. Never going to have that available again for quite some time. Relza still managed to hold onto his trinket, but he isn't full bind, so trinkets out of that. Now Relza's in a situation.
Welcome to the show match between November and TerranLord.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, this should be a good PvT. There's definitely.
Do you know why?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you know why I'm like super excited? Not only because obviously costing my brother is pretty cool, but like TerranLord's one of the most standard Terrans that I've seen. You know, at diamond level and stuff, and November's one of the most cheesiest products I've seen at this level as well. So it's just going to be like November throwing whenever she can at TerranLord and just trying to defend.
Oh yeah, we'll talk more about that after we get into our introductions. Would you like to start, or shall I?
You can go ahead.
Alrighty, starting in the bottom left-hand corner of the map as the pink Protoss. It is November.
And in the bottom right, representing the great nation of South Africa, representing the great clan of Psionic Aftermath, representing the great race of Terran, he is none other than TerranLord. I've got a few more introductions in store while we go. I'm surprised to not see the first building for November proxy, but going to be a gateway expand, I believe.
Well, I mean, that's not the only cheese.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I thought you like start off like all guns blazing, proxy for gateways or some shit like that.
Yeah, there's plenty of cheeses available to November, and okay, You're right. It is going to be a very standard opening, at least, from November.
Yeah. But one thing that's pretty interesting is TerranLord's gone for this SCV Scout, which is normal, you know, for other players. But he normally uses his SCV that's building the barracks to scout. Because he knows November's reputation, he sent on an SCV a tiny bit earlier, which I'm definitely a fan of. Just getting that scout, getting every single information you can. Because if you wait for that other SCV to go, you're not going to see if it's like a proxy to gate or something like that, and you could get caught off guard. You need a bunker and stuff like that. But this pro's being pretty annoying, and it's also going to just delay this Reaper getting across the map as well. It's already just a little bit annoying for the Terran.
This is a great scout for November too. She basically sees everything and knows that there's nothing weird going on. She's not being cheesed herself.
Yeah. And well, he's crazy standard TerranLord. I've seen him proxy some ghosts in his time as well, so it's always good to scout. I love that Protoss have started doing this, putting the gateway and the cyber by here so the Reaper can't get in. So all you got to do is protect the front, which is because it gets so annoying. So annoying with this Reaper ledge when you've only got like one stalker out. So the Reaper's going to get in and scout everything. It's going to start harassing the pros. It took us a while to work out to do that, but it's actually really, really good.
It's also the maps too, because like you really couldn't do that on what was it, Abyssal Reef. There's just too much cliff space, but between the map makers and Protoss learning how maps can work. Oh, this Reaper actually does get by in spite of all that.
That's really annoying. That's really annoying because now TerranLord gets a full scout, doesn't have to waste a scan, sees the Twilight Council. Because you need to know what tech's coming. You need to know if it's a Stargate, you need to know if it's a Robo, you need to know if it's a lot more gates. But now he sees that it's a Twilight Council. I mean, he doesn't see what's going to be the follow-up. That's really important, that he sees that it's going to be some kind of upgrade or maybe DTs from this as well.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what November goes for.
It's a very real possibility, given that it is November, and that is... oh, no, she's researching glaives, so...
That's still strange in itself. I didn't see many glaive openers.
This is fair.
in PvT, like I've seen it with Stargate. Like Phoenix Adept still can work. So I'm expecting November to just throw another 3 or 4 gates down and with the War Prism and just go for a huge Adept attack. I think that would be really good.
Yeah, this +1 attack definitely implies an aggressive timing.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. So we should see a gateway explosion soonish.
Yeah.
He's gonna start his standard Cyclone drop. I know I've seen TerranLord do this a number of times.
Yeah, he does it all the time in this matchup. What I really like though is from November, this fake Oracle is going to come in, and TerranLord's going to get spooked. He's going to start pulling his SCVs. No? Oh, he didn't see, scouted that there was no Stargate. Never mind. But
yeah.
That was a cast to dumb moment for me there. I forgot that he didn't scout that there was no Stargate. Because I've done that to him before, and I've made him pull some of his SCVs, and it was...
Well, November's done that to me, so I pulled my pulls.
Yeah, there's the gateway explosion. I think the TerranLord scarred all those gateways? He did. Okay, that's a big deal. So now he knows he just needs to hunker up on these two bases that he's got now, and just try and pump out as many units as he can to hold this. He knows it's definitely aggression. When you see that many gateways this early, you almost know. Oh, and this is actually coming at a perfect time for TerranLord. It's going to force November to warp in a whole lot of adepts at home. And now you must know that this is going to be some kind of glaze all in. With that scout, that Cyclone drop has just done so much more than it ever intended to do. Even though it hasn't killed a lot of probes, it got so much scouting information. Now he just needs to keep this wall up, get a few more tanks. I love the turret as well to wall off the War Prism. I think he's got all the tools to hold it, but he still needs to. TerranLord still has to execute really well and make sure that he split his units well. He's got his tanks in the right position. If he doesn't do that, the adepts can start getting terminalized and just wreck in the face.
The Cyclone drop is going to come back in at the natural, and this is forcing November to, or it's basically buying TerranLord time. Yeah,
for sure. But he's not going to repair this bunker. That's already a mistake because these adepts are going to be able to get in. He needs to close the wall now. Oh, I don't think she should let this finish. There's too many Marines. Still is not done, but with that one tank shot, this should be a hold from TerranLord. He's even going to keep the tank alive. Sentries are going to start going down. Adepts are going to try and clean up this tank, but another one is going to be out pretty soon. He just needs to close the wall. TerranLord needs to get another bunker up as soon as he can. Yeah, here it comes. Oh, just not in time. Oh, this is starting to get a little difficult now. I think he should pick up these Marines and get out of there.
The siege tank is out again, but it's not in position. Well, he's actually just not going to bother sieging it, which is actually I like that.
Yeah, me too. I just want him to get a wall off now, because now if he gets a wall off, this aggression is over. He's going to be able to outproduce. He's even got a third base at home. The Cyclone drop has already picked up so many workers. It's done so much damage across the map. November's got, she's got to kind of pick up and go into the main, but this turret is going to just force her away. Oh no, she's not. She's going to lose the War Prism. Oh, this is really bad. That I think this. I don't want to say it's over, but that is the one thing she couldn't do at this point. Is lose that War Prism. The adepts are going to go down. Oh, that ends that attack, and TerranLord's just so far ahead in supplies. He's even got a third base up. He can start salvaging the bunker in the main. He's got a 5 worker lead at this point. Scouts for no natural. He's definitely in a good position in this game. Yeah. I mean, he's even got a massive army supply as well.
I mean, I guess this is where one of those caster phrases from Todd comes into play.
Like, even though it's like it doesn't seem that big, with the tech that TerranLord has got, like it's because November's gone for glaze. I mean, her army just doesn't deal well with what TerranLord has, and to be honest, if TerranLord just heads across the map, he should be able to to clean November up. Even if Charge finishes, it's still be a little difficult because he is banking quite a lot of minerals at this point, and he's not getting as many units out as he could. But I mean, I'd really like TerranLord's position in this game. I think November's going to really struggle to stay in this game much longer, really.
November is going to finally take her third, but I mean, this Orbital just landed at TerranLord's third, so I mean, what does it matter at that point?
I mean, he's heading every way in this game. Like he's even had his attack upgrade on his Marines as well, and armor's going to finish as well. He just needs to siege his tanks in a good position, and this game's just going to end. He's just got to focus the Immortal down.
Doing what she can, but with 3 tanks out and so many medevacs, I don't see this Terran force going anywhere anytime soon. At least nowhere that it doesn't want to go.
Yeah, he does need to be very careful though, because it's just Marines, and I wouldn't suggest fighting with his tanks. I think he should bring his tanks up, because Charge is also going to be done pretty soon. But there's GG's for. I mean, that was a very convincing hold. But I think it really started with the Reaper getting the scout off early and seeing what November was doing, and then the Cyclones just coming in and seeing everything. He knew what he needed to do. TerranLord, he got bunker down. He got even that turret, which basically won him the game in the end, and he managed to close it out.
Yeah. So, with TerranLord winning the first map, this makes Abiogenesis November's pick.
Yeah, no surprises there. Oh god, this map is like it doesn't seem like the rush distance is that small when you like casting, and when you play it and you aim with your army across the map and you look away for a second, and all of a sudden your army that you want to send across the map is already in your opponent's base. I think it takes like 10 seconds maybe to go from the edge of that one cliff to the other on this map. And if November plays standard here, I will be incredibly surprised.
Alrighty. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, representing Psyx, representing the great playstyle of cheese, it is November.
And in the bottom right, they call him TerranLord. Other people call him Machine. Other people even call him Innovation. He may be Innovation. We've never seen them both in the same room. Let's see how he goes here. He is TerranLord. Oh, he's already made a pretty big mistake. Oh no, I'm wrong. I thought he didn't put the supply depot right by the wall, and that could have been really bad if November goes for like a death. But I was wrong. I doubted him for some reason. But again, look how early this SCV scout is. This is even earlier than I would send it out. He knows that this is Abiogenesis, and anything on this map is possible. I really like this SCV scout.
It misses the probe, so he's not gonna know that it. I mean, it's not like this probe is going to do anything right this moment, but
yeah.
That could have been.
I think though, when you see an early probe like that as a Terran, you start thinking, "Oh God, is this again?" Because that's also really early. You'll scout everything again. Again, not double gas from November. She is going to go. Oh, that was annoying. She is going to go Cybercore before Nexus, but it's not like crazy aggressive any proxies that we've seen yet. But I mean, that probe is heading into a weird location, and TerranLord's even following it. Which, I mean, that's someone who proxies quite often with Protoss. And if the SUV follows your probe, it's super annoying if you intend to proxy something. Yeah, November's playing super standard so far. No Reaper from TerranLord. That's really interesting.
Yeah. I think with all the cliff space and short distance, you'd want to go for a Reaper, but maybe...
Yeah.
Maybe that was a reaction to something? I'm not sure what, though.
Yeah, I would prefer a Reaper, especially on this map. But again, it does allow November to actually skip a unit completely. Like she's only just started a Stalker. That's why I'm not a really big fan of Marine openings in TVP, because now she can start putting tech down. She can get her Nexus set up. Just forcing that unit out really early just delays, even if it's like 2 or 3 seconds, it does make a big deal in this early game.
Well, the Reaper is, Marine is moving out to look for proxy locations. Maybe he just wanted more Marines to scout for all these proxies? I don't know.
Yeah, he probably does. I have seen him do this before. He did it in one of the tournaments he played in. He was playing a diamond, a platinum Protoss, and he did it as well just to make sure he scouts everything. The Stalker's going to come in and it's going to start already getting some damage done. Like, TerranLord's not going to have enough to deal with this. This is probably going to kill this SCV at the bottom, and this is already an annoying start for TerranLord.
Yeah. The Cyclone is going to shoot the Stalker away, fortunately. Oh, it's actually going to kill the Stalker.
Oh, that was a tiny bit. I don't like to be super critical, but if you're going to send that early Stalker out, you want to start poking at these SCVs at the bottom.
Yeah.
And you also want to get that Stalker out. There's no reason you should ever lose that Stalker because the movement speed is more than any of the Terran units can get out early, except for a Cyclone. But once a Cyclone shoot, it's going to stop, and the Stalker's going to be able to get away. So that, again, it's tiny bit sloppy from November.
I'm guessing she was at home macroing something somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, November's going to do disruptor drops.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Well, we saw SOS use disruptors on this map, or disruptor drop on this map specifically, so,
I love disruptor drops. I'm probably the biggest fan of disruptor drops. I can't do it myself, even though I've tried, but it's just... I think that it's really, really strong if you have good disruptor control, because you can get out with the War Prism. You get so much damage, and when the Terran eventually moves out, you can use it to zone out the Marines and eventually build up an army to deal with the Terran. I'm a big fan of disruptor drops, and as much as obviously I'm biased towards TerranLord, I wouldn't mind to see a few SCVs dying to this disruptor drop.
Well, the Liberator can sort of counterbalance, at least in terms of splitting November's attention. She shouldn't lose too many probes as long as she's paying attention, and she appears to be, so only one probe so far. The Disruptor is loaded, and the Stalkers are going to have to move to deal with the Liberator, and this is actually kind of nice because it's keeping the Disruptor at home because she has to focus on defending. Yeah,
I agree. It does also forces one more warp in that November probably want to do. I do have to be a little critical. I don't think he should have. I don't think he should have kept that
Disruptor drop is coming because he saw the both the Warp Prism and the Robotics Bay.
Yeah, for sure. He unsieged the Liberator at the perfect time, and he should have got that out. It's always good to keep it as a threat to the Protoss, because that Liberator was never going to do any more damage. Like, it would have been nice for him to move a bit to the side and always have that weighing in the Protoss's mind. But he happens to the Disruptor drop.
Right, it's another annoyance that she has to devote APM towards.
Oh, that was pretty bad for TerranLord. I think he may have seen the Robo and the Robotics Bay, but it never actually clicked that it would be Disruptor drops. Maybe he's thinking very early Colossus, because he was not prepared for that at all. You definitely want a Viking for sure. He could pull away this time. Oh, but he didn't pull his FCVs! Oh, God.
Cyclones are locking on, and this is delaying his own drop. The Siege Tank is in position, so she can't really drop the natural again. Actually, she could not drop there, but... that
that's
works.
really good. Oh, no! Oh, no, the Disruptor drop! No! Oh, my God, this is insane. This is already... This is really bad for TerranLord.
Yeah.
He's so far behind in the work account now. He's a base... he's going to have his third base done pretty soon. but it's not going to be mining efficiently at all. He's lost so many workers. It's going to stop his production. Oh my god. And he just... I don't like that he's doing this. That he's trying to chase this disruptive drop down.
Do they have blink?
Oh my god. Even so,
I don't know if
these
it
Marines are
matters.
super dead.
There's too many stalkers.
Oh, and he's going to lose all those Marines.
That was some great micro coming out of November to deal with that drop. Or returning drop, I guess.
Yeah. I don't like this move out though. I think she's so super ahead she doesn't need to do this. I think at this point she should just go home and make sure her third base is defended. Because if she takes a bad trade here, TerranLord's got so many tanks out already that disruptors aren't very good against tank at this high tank count. And yeah, I really like that she's going home. This is a very intelligent choice from November.
Just using the stalkers for some scouting and pressure while she secures her own third.
Yeah. I think she also saw how fortified TerranLord was. He stopped building SUVs, like, which I don't understand. I mean, he's restarting it now, but if he's got to choose now. He's going to go like crazy all in here.
I think this third is not in. I mean, I don't think he's committing to that third. He's
but I also don't like the fact that he sieged this Liberator as well. He should be using the Liberator to just kill the War Prison. Oh gosh, it's all going to come down to the push. I think if TerranLord doesn't do damage with this push, this game's going to be over.
Yeah. Charge is done, and there are disruptors at... Oh, wow. Okay.
That's stupid. It's just when it catches it off guard, disruptor drops are so strong. And you can kill as many probes. He's got to kill like 30 probes to stay in this game, and he's not going to be able to do that. Yeah, and November chases him away. This has really been a fantastic game from November. She's chosen a really good build. She's executed it to perfection. She's microed her units when she needed to. She's had good map presence. She's know what's coming, and it's just TerranLord is not going to have enough to stay in this game for much longer, I feel. I mean, it's 55 workers to 27, and November's the one pressuring TerranLord. There's no position you want to be in as the Terran.
I mean, he has one tank, one Liberator, and a handful of Marines. Sure, Stim is done, but... I don't know.
Don't do that, November. Don't attack.
Well, yeah, I mean, if she just move commands her entire army right under the tank and Liberator...
The way TerranLord gets back into this, yeah, for sure. But again, she's making another really intelligent choice. She can see she could probably break this, but she's not 100% sure if she can break it just yet. She's going to wait for Storm. She knows how far ahead she is at this point. She's going to buy some time, and I just think TerranLord is just staying in this game. I don't think he realizes how far behind he is, because he is like insanely behind. He's got to kill 30 workers at some stage without losing almost any of his army to stay to get back into this. Oh my god! And he's losing even more units to the disruptor drop.
He keeps trying to follow it with his own Marine drop. But,
yeah, I'm not a fan.
November
not a fan of that at all.
And micros.
Yeah.
And then
I think
more
units. Yeah. I think you should 100% when that disruptor drop first came in, he should stop trying to micro his medevac out there. Maybe just leave it to try and snipe the disruptor drop, but rather focus on getting some Vikings out to get rid of this war prison, start making SUVs, making sure he doesn't lose anything more to the disruptor drop. And the disruptor drop just kept evading whatever TerranLord was trying to destroy it. Like, I think you sometimes get spooked with the disruptor drop. You think, okay, I've got to kill this now. But you can micro around it if you react and watch the map well enough. You can pull your SUVs out just in time. And if you get the correct units, you can shut it down also really quickly. And that puts the Protoss in a very difficult position because those disruptors were really necessary to defend the Terran counterattack. But he just kept losing too much over and over again.
Well, he gets the Warp Prism, which towards a start, I guess. But,
Yeah.
I mean, November is up a base, and that's never a good sign.
Yeah. And she's like way ahead in tech. Like TerranLord's trying to get Ghost out of 36 SCVs. Like that just doesn't work.
Oh, wow. He's probably going to lose this drop. Yeah, Blink is done, so... probably has been done for some time. And,
oh, and look how much... Oh, God.
Shot. Oh.
Oh, he got
charge lots. It doesn't matter.
Oh, God.
There's too much.
Oh, but she needs to attack with Storm! Attack with Storm! Oh, she's walking out of the Liberator! Okay, no, this is still gonna be over. But that was not the best of fights.
I mean, there was just so much Protoss.
Yeah. It didn't matter what she did. It was just like, what could I do wrong in this fight to give TerranLord a chance? Attack without my Storm, kill my own Zealots, and also walk under the Liberator with my Templar.
Everything short of move commanding. Let's just throw it all in there.
Oh, but to be honest, she definitely won that game.
Oh, yeah.
Those first few disruptive drops came in. It was...
like 8 SCVs with the first launch, and then a siege tank, and then more SCVs. Yeah,
Yeah. Over. It was over from there, unfortunately. I think TerranLord would be a little irritated with himself for sure, because I mean it's not something he faces very often, but he knows how to do it. He knows how to defend it. And you could see how flustered he was. He wasn't sure really what he needed to do against it. And I just got to really give so much praise to November how well she executed that build, because it's not easy to control the disruptors and still macro, get all your tech behind what you're doing. And she kept that War Prism alive, even though TerranLord was trying his best, his utmost best to get it. It's just incredible execution from November.
Alrighty. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map with nice disruptor play. It is the Queen of Cheese. It is... November.
And the bottom right. When you knock him down, he comes back stronger. Is he going to do it here? Is he going to finally get to the late game where he can make those ghosts that he loves so much? He's known as TerranLord. He's basically Ghost King. He is the Lord of Terrans. It's funny. We used to have a real difficulty to dealing with Storm TerranLord, and I always used to tell him, you got to learn to use Ghosts, and he always would argue with me, no, Ghosts are too hard to use. And then he finally learned it, and now he can't stop telling people to make Ghosts. Oh, but he's gonna scout the first probe. Oh, November gets the probe away. Okay, so this is gonna be full on cheese from November. Oh yes.
Yeah, with a second.
Yes. Yeah.
Probe. That's what nefarious plans it has. This is a proxy Stargate.
Yeah, it's going to be proxy Stargate Shield Battery, but he's going to scout the double gas. That's already a huge indicator that this is some kind of proxy. Oh, that's already annoying as well. Stealing TerranLord's gas, because. I think it's never a good idea. It's almost never a good idea to steal it, because you can just take, as a Terran, take it as your natural. On your natural, TerranLord is not going to be taking his natural with this build that November's going for. So already it's incredibly annoying to deal with. Oh, he's going to miss the proxy.
With, I mean, I don't know. I feel like TerranLord kind of wants to predominantly produce Marines for the defense anyway, no?
Yeah, but you definitely need to get Cyclones later on, and you need also start to get some Vikings.
Sure.
The match he got promoted to Masters, he faced this very similar build, and he held it. Like, I don't think he lost an SCV. It was incredibly well done. But because he was able to get all the units out, but he sees that this Nexus is here.
I mean,
he's
it's
missed
really a
the
fake.
Stargate. Yeah. I think it is a fake, and as November's just gonna try and do as much as she can with this Void Ray.
I mean, when you do a Stargate build, if you want to hit just slightly later, you have the minerals because you're going to invest that into shield batteries. So you have that option of bluffing your expansion.
Yeah. I think the one thing that makes November so difficult. This is important. If he gets this probe, he should have trusted the probe. He would have got it even with this Void Ray coming in. Oh no! This is so close. He needs an eBay. Yeah, he needs to get an engineering bay. No Void Ray! You're not gonna win this. Oh my god, this Void Ray is gonna win this. I didn't think that would happen.
There were only 2 Marines. Now she's. Oh wow. Okay. Barely in the nick of time, pulling back that Void Ray. The shield batteries are not done yet, so she should not take an engagement. With the second Void Ray out and more shield batteries coming down, this is giving her a lot of poke potential. There is no bunker yet, but missile turrets are starting, and this is really nice control from November.
But the opposite with TerranLord. I think he's taking a fight he can't win with the shield batteries, and what he should have done is just waited in the bunker until he had enough units. Like, because these Void Rays, they've already used the charismatic alignment, so they won't be able to kill the factory quick enough. His control just has been a bit lacking, but he's still got all the tools he needs to hold this. But this is definitely. I was about to say it's a fake from November, but she restarted probe production. Oh, this is extremely difficult. This is extremely difficult to call because I think TerranLord's got he's got all the tools to hold this, but it's not an all-in at all from November. She's getting probes behind this, and TerranLord's just getting further and further behind.
I really like the way she's using the. I feel like she's kind of playing to her image in a sense because she's. She is doing a cheese, but she's not playing it as a cheese. She's playing it as a contain, essentially.
I mean, the mind games. I think that's what a cheese player always has in their advantage. If you can mind game extremely well, you're gonna win a lot more games just by out mind gaming your opponent, and that's what she's doing here. Like TerranLord's hunkered down on this small amount of bases. There's only on one base. He hasn't built SCVs for a very long time. He's getting further and further behind. His army supply is less in November. And if November thinks she's going to get overrun, she can just recall. This is just very, very rough position for TerranLord to be in. And you also what you also want to do is that this is get Stim, and he hasn't even got a tech lab just yet. He's just trying to get as many units out as possible, and at the same time he just hasn't been macroing really at all.
Yeah. That was a nice move out from the Marines at first, but she did pull back and only lost 1 Void Ray. I mean, that's still something for TerranLord, but I think he just has the wrong read of the game, and this is gonna continue to be a problem.
I think also it was something he just he struggled with.
Actually, he lost way too many Marines there. He could just die now.
I think this game is over. I really do. I think November, TerranLord's dead. This is not a winnable position for him. He has absolutely no army. He's using SC too, and November's just taking up at home. Like she's just getting everything she needs to hold any counter push. I think it's just also the 2 things that he did wrong. He maybe could have is that he tried to get rid of these Void Rays too early, and also the Reaper path to scout the proxy was also completely wrong. Like this is the main position where you'd normally put a Stargate. That's where you want to be scouting for sure.
Yeah, I think he may have been thinking his scouting path implied he maybe was thinking it was going to be a proxy robo. Or double proxy robo, I should say. As we do know that is in November's toolkit.
I mean, November's just about to walk into TerranLord's base. There's like, how many? This is like 8 adepts, and there's like 1 Marine on the field. So this is over. There's no, especially not losing that bunker. So well done again from November. Incredibly well outmined game. TerranLord, and her control was also incredibly good. Yeah, I think if TerranLord knew what we knew, he would have left this game long ago.
Yeah.
But he's no way he knows. There's no way he can know what's going on.
Yeah, he probably assumes that she cancelled that Nexus.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, GG. So well done from November.
Yeah, that was great play.
Yeah, like a lot of people will tell you, those kind of people that there's no art to cheese, but her board was absolutely perfect there. Completely perfect. The way she got the Voiders out one by one. She never got supply blocked. She got her Nexus at the right time, and to be honest, her control was much better than TerranLord's, and that was the best clinic. If you ever want to see someone do a proxy Voider build with shield berries, this is the perfect replay to watch. It was so well done.
Yeah, so that was I feel like that was one of the better maps for... It's a good map for both macro and cheese. So
yeah,
it's kind of... I don't know. There's still Neon Violet Square. I don't know how much TerranLord likes that map. There's still Backwater. I think that's slightly Terran favored in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be Acid Plant next.
Yeah, I think this is a good map for TerranLord, just because it's obviously we've said it many times that November's the cheesier player, but as like just looking at it as a TVP point, I think this is a really good map for Protoss. I think it's okay. It's quite okay to deal with drops. You can take 4 bases pretty quickly. Attack path is pretty difficult, and I think that for me that suits Protoss, especially with Terran's going for these kind of 2 base pushes, which is becoming more and more popular. I think this map is definitely Protoss favorite, but maybe for this particular matchup, it's not.
Alrighty. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Up 2 games. Or, well, having won 2 games, I should say. As the pink Protoss, Queen of Cheese, it is November.
And in the top left, he's down 2 games to 1. Can he bring it back? In the orange, Blank Terran is TerranLord. Yeah, no double proxies, gate proxies from November. I mean, I was kind of expecting maybe the first few games, but I mean, the more I think about it, it's not the strongest thing, because if the Terran even smells it coming, you just get a bunker. But it is what I'm surprised that I haven't seen from her is like go quick double gate and try and do some pressure with some adepts or some early stalkers, because again, TerranLord goes for those add-ons pretty quickly, doesn't get units out. But again, this is just going to be gateway expansion for November. I mean, she's proven, even though she is a fan of Chiefs, she can macro just as good as TerranLord.
I think one real possibility here is she uses that disruptor drop again. There's a lot of airspace for her to safely get that warp prism away, and it works so well in game 2.
Yeah, and I mean, even if she doesn't, like, she could even go for like very fast Colossus, and TerranLord can scout it and start preparing for disruptor drops.
That would be a great follow-up. It looks identical because it has the exact same tech structures.
Yeah. It's just such a fear-inducing build that this Ice is going to be looking. But he's not going to go for his normal Cyclone drop here. It's going to be 2-on-1, which he likes to do sometimes against Boros. He always does it against Zerg. He's going to try and just get some Marines out and see what damage he can do with the drop. But November just does need to scout it, because sometimes you don't make a lot of enough units, and with Marines, 16 Marines with stun can focus fire some Protoss units down really, really quickly. It's going to be a Stargate in November. Interesting.
I feel like the Stargate is on paper at least, a good answer to a 2-on-1. Not that she knows that's on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I agree. For sure, especially the pull that she's going to go for. She's going to add on 2 gates pretty soon. She's going to have enough Stalkers out. Also, just the Oracle getting across the map and already starting to scout, getting a tag off. She can even start getting a tag off from the Marines. And I mean, the 2-on-1, it doesn't necessarily have to do damage. You definitely want to be doing damage as the Terran. But if the Minivex get tagged with the Oracle, there's no amount of damage you should ever be getting, because the November will just know where the Minivex are coming in at all times.
Well, she is now going to move across the map with her 2 Stalkers as the Reaper is dead, and see what she can see. So she...
I mean, this is going to be really devastating for TerranLord.
Yeah, I feel like the Marines are going to have their attention split between the Oracle coming in and these 2 Stalkers working at the front. Actually,
I mean,
she could just jump on top of the Marines with...
yeah, she definitely could. Oh, but she loses the first Stalker. That's pretty bad. Like, if she didn't lose that first Stalker and she just kept microing, maybe. But now she loses the Oracle for 2 Stalkers. And the 2-on-1 is going to hit pretty soon. That's a fantastic hold from TerranLord so far. He does need to be careful that it's enough.
So, great capitalization on November's slight miss micro. And TerranLord will hold this. And he also got the Oracle, so his 2-on-1 actually has a lot of potential to do damage now. With the lack of vision.
But what November did really well, though, is he kept poking, and now he's got the Marine count down to 10. Which, I mean, that makes a huge difference in the drop that TerranLord is going to do. He either going to have to move out with units that he wants to, or he's going to have to wait a bit long, which completely suits November.
She's just building more and more Oracles, so I think this is designed to keep TerranLord at home.
Yeah, but she's got to be very careful now, because none of the units she has are Marines. I think she should just go home and keep poking with the Oracles. This is a build that's become rather popular since Trap did it in GSL, where you go for 3 Oracles, because I mean, your Terran opponent's not expecting that. They've got to defend. And while you do that, you take a very greedy 3rd base, which November's going to do now. It's a bit later than you know, and you also go for Charge Light and Storm. But what's interesting is November's going for Blink. Which is I haven't seen this kind of variant of it, but this is going to be very
to the 2-on-1s. I think she doesn't want to build Phoenix, so she wants the Blink in order to shut down the medevac drop.
Yeah, and this was actually pretty dicey for TerranLord, though. The Stalkers are moving across the map, and he had absolutely nothing at home. But now he's got these Marines, which just pulled November Stalkers back a tiny bit, which is he's pulling them back again. This is good, because he has absolutely nothing at home. Oh, but he's gonna do some medevacs. Oh, this is really bad.
This is disastrous.
Yeah, this is very unlike TerranLord. Normally he just picks up those medevacs and gets out. And now he just loses a whole bunch of units for absolutely nothing, to be honest. He loses... I mean, he did get a council on the third base, which is really nice. Yeah, but as soon as he got that council, he should have gone home. Like, there's no reason staying out on the map anymore. Or not even going home. Just put your medevacs in a place where they can't get sniped. Now this counterattack is quite strong. Like, oh, and he's moving his winter mines out. That's the one thing you shouldn't be doing here. Oh, God. Because now he can't defend these engineering bays. Oh, he's going to put all these SCVs.
The Widow Mines that he does have are already tagged, so...
Yeah. But I mean, he's got...
And the
he's got to try and defend these engineering bays. He does get the... Oh, this is already so bad for him. He's using so many workers. He's not really getting into the cracks of these stalkers. November's just way ahead again in this game. Like, as soon as this Nexus is done, she can transfer all the probes she's built to natural. I mean, TerranLord's even going to struggle to clean this up. I think the one thing he's struggling to do in this game is he's not being... In the series, he's not really being smart. He's making decisions he normally wouldn't. Like, he's normally extremely clever in terms of reading what he needs to be doing in the game, but he's just... Losing those two medevacs was disastrous. He could never defend these engineering bays, and it's just there wasn't an order at all for November. It was just light pressure. She only just got blink. She walked in a few stalkers. She still got she got quite a bit of damage with the oracles as well, and she killed how many SCVs was it in the end? 18, and that's like disastrous for Terran was the fact that he's actually macroing, that November's macroing so well behind this.
Yeah, I think maybe Game 2 and Game 3 has gotten inside TerranLord's head a little bit. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, he's definitely... Okay, again, he's got supply blocked, and one thing he's really improved that probably pushed him all the way to monsters is he just almost never gets supply blocked. And this is a huge supply block. Look how much production in his main was not building. He's not building SCVs, which means he's getting further behind. He's got to hope for he's got a nice army supply lead. But he's got to hope for an incredible fight, and then still be able to get across the map and do damage. But November does need to be careful here. That's pretty good play from TerranLord. Oh, but he slims into that one. Okay, I don't like to call games early, but that is incredibly bad. November can blink on whatever TerranLord has here. She is starting... I don't know if I like this, actually.
Well, she still has a recall if she feels like it's too dicey. She has blink, so if she wanted, she could have... Okay, she is going to use the recall, but I was going to say she could blink down into the third.
Actually could have. But I think now TerranLord's just got to be like...
Yeah, I mean,
this is really bad. 2-2 timing. That's probably the best thing he can do right now. But he does have a small window. He's got a tiny window here to see what damage he can do. Because if November can get Storm up, she's going to crash this. If she doesn't, with the amount of Widow Mines that TerranLord has, and TerranLord doesn't run into all some of the stasis wards that she's been running into, he could actually win this game, surprisingly. But so November's just going to buy time for Storm. I think TerranLord's being very tentative, though, with stasis wards, when instead he should just be scanning, because... if you scan and you see what you need to see, and see there's no stasis wards, and you can just quickly run up. Every second that November buys is good time for her. Oh, these Widow Mines! All the friendly damage! No! That was actually a fantastic... I think TerranLord might have this, with this 2-2 timing. He must go straight for the natural, I think. Lift these Widow Mines. Storm is just about to finish. Oh my god, is November going to hold the Storm? I think she might. Oh, she's gonna attack us before Storm finishes! No!
She got a feedback off, but I don't like that she moved in with those High Templar.
She is gonna be able to clean this up. And she did lose quite a few pros. I think TerranLord's just got himself back in the... And he's going to follow this up with even more... Oh, he even gets the oracles. That's really good. That's really good. And November hasn't been able to warp in any storms. GG. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I think... I think she just started Storm too late. Like, if she recalled enough Stalkers home. I didn't like the move into the main, but she did manage to get out. But if she'd started Storm a tiny bit earlier than that, there's no way TerranLord ever wins that game because he's just focusing so much on Mines and Marines. Like, even 3 or 4 Storms, that game is over. Like, the crazy how the margins...
move into the main. Because she had sentries, so what she should have done was force field the ramp.
Yeah.
And then that buys her enough time to move around with her stalkers, snipe as much as she can, and then blink out into the main. Then she never has to burn the recall.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, though, if she had managed to get a storm out, any kind of storm...
Right. That would have bought so much space, even if it mostly whiffed.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it wasn't like TerranLord had tanks. He had mines and he had marines, and marines mines are so bad. If she even kept those high Templars alive that she sacrificed, I think maybe she thought she'd have Storm done before she went in. But those 3 high Templar could have, with maybe had 3 Storms, could have made a huge difference. But I mean, that's a game I believe TerranLord had no business in winning, but he managed to pull it out, which was really impressive.
Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Barely losing that last game. Representing Psyx, representing all Cheese Toss. It is November.
And in the top left, he's playing in the orange. He pulled that game out. Even his brother was... ruling him out. That's how good he is. He's playing Terran. He's representing Psyx. He is TerranLord. Again, very early SCV Scout. Love it. Absolutely love it. This time, it's going to be proxies again from November, which I really like. I think she's an incredible... we saw in the last game, incredibly good with cheesing. But this probe is going... like right to the top of the map. Oh, no, it's coming back. Never mind. I was going to say that this is probably like proxy DTs, but the way where this is going, this will probably going to be Stargate again. But TerranLord just needs to make sure he scouts all the correct spots. He needs to be a lot more tentative with that Reaper. As soon as you know where the proxy is, you can really start preparing for it, getting the turrets up. And he also, obviously, he didn't know what the scout was last game. I mean, again, November steals the gas. But again, that is a tiny bit sloppy from TerranLord because you at like Master's level, you definitely want to be making sure that doesn't happen by just putting an SCV there. If you just put the SCV right by the geyser, then it doesn't block it. But he's already sensing that this is some kind of proxy just by scouting the double gas, double robo. Oh yes, this is what I know November for. She all killed. Who did she all kill? I think it could have been all in just with Immortal all in. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, but it's been so long I don't remember who it was.
The first count was I ever watched as a Psyx member. Oh, but TerranLord's getting supply blocked again. Oh, this is already. Oh, and he's not going to scout the most. Oh, I think he's going to see it. He's going to see it. Okay, this is a big deal. He sees what it is. He knows that this is going to be proxy robo. So he knows this is definitely going to be 2 Immortals coming out. So he needs to get every unit he can out to combat Immortal drops. And I really like that he's going for a tech lab on his factory. I think he should get a starport as soon as he can, so he can start to get a Viking out. And he's getting some bunkers down, which is also really, really good. He already started better than the last proxy because he knows what it is. I actually don't like it, the fact that the Reaper's staying in and trying to kill these pylons, that it's never going to actually get the job. And he should send it across the map and see if November's taking another base or seeing what she has at home. Because this Reaper's just never going to kill these pylons in time. He's going to get a tank out, but he's not. There's no starport on the way. He definitely has the gas to get it. But this gas steal from November is just incredibly annoying because he doesn't have enough gas to do what he wants. Yeah, I think he's got 3 bunkers now. It should be enough. Oh, this is so tough to call. Like, November can still easily win this. But TerranLord has got absolutely everything he needs to defend this. He really should defend this.
She's gonna get the reactor and...
That's nice.
Probably some... Oh, I don't like that she let that shade finish.
Yeah, for sure.
But, had she not, she could have gotten the supply depots as well.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. She cannot move up on this map now. The TerranLord knows. We were talking about this quite a lot. That why November's so good is because her War Prism micro is good. So what I think he really needs to be doing is getting a starport, and we talked about it like extensively. That the starport is the key for him, and it's coming really late. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But he does. I mean, he's got 2 tanks set up in like the perfect position. One thing that TerranLord did is he overacted in the last game. Yeah, see, now he's adding more. He should not be doing this. He should be scanning the natural to see if November's expanding, and that's what she's doing. She's expanding, and he should start trying to focus on some tech. Make sure he gets SCVs out, because he's going to fall behind really quickly. And he's got a lot of energy on this second CC. I really would love a scan to see the natural November. I think he would go a long way to do it. Oh, and he's going to get supply blocked again. Just because of the... Oh, he's going to get thumbs over! That's a really good start. But I don't know. I don't like his position. I think he's starting to fall a little bit behind now. This tank's going to go down. Oh, if he just needs one Viking to push this War Prism away. Oh, is November going to go for this? I do not like as if she is. Oh, but TerranLord has each of the tank! Pull the SCVs! No! Okay, this is really bad. This is incredibly bad for TerranLord.
I feel like this happens whenever she goes for this. You don't think she should, and somehow she makes it work. Like, she trusts the... I don't know. The timing or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now this War Prism's going to go down. Okay, so this is a good start. He's not going to be able to save this tank, I don't think. Because he hasn't lost like an astronomical amount of workers just yet. But I still think he's way behind in the army supply, and I think it's going to be very, very difficult for him to actually hold this when November decides to actually push into these. But November's just losing these immortals for free. But TerranLord's lost his factory. He's lost so many workers. They haven't been mining. November's starting pro production at home. Yeah, this is getting really bad for TerranLord. I don't think he can hold them. These immortals are going to kill this siege check so quickly. This bunker's going to break eventually. I mean, it's not even... It's starting to get, like... Not the fact that he's going to be able to hold this with this bunker, but he's just lost too many SCVs at this point. You can't even... when you have literally no bases landed... He doesn't even have any minerals. Yeah, this game's over.
Very bad sign.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd definitely be very disappointed that he lost to this. We discussed this at length, and he did everything that we said he shouldn't do. Like he got enough bunkers and he got the tanks out, but the one thing he needed 100% needed to do, beyond all doubt, was to get a starport as soon as he could. And it's all started with that gas steal. That November gas steal was just put the spanner in the works there for TerranLord. He just couldn't get enough gas out to deal with, get all the units he needed to. But
do you think
definitely that the starport was the key for me.
Okay, so I'm wondering if that that gas steal made him think that it was another Void Ray all-in at first before he saw the double robo. But even if that were the case, a Viking is still a good tool for the Void Ray. So I don't know.
like you could even not even go Viking. You could even Liberator because the Liberator you can. I just think like I don't mind that he built like 1 or 2 tanks, but you should get a starport and you stop using your starport completely, right? You just because tanks are just going to get destroyed by like 6 immortals. But if you start to get Liberators out to help the tanks that you already have out, then you should be able to hold it easily. He got a little frazzled for sure.
Yeah, I think 1 tank or 2 tanks is fine, but I think the Liberator is actually probably the best answer, since it can deal with both the Warp Prism and then come back and really zone out the Immortals.
Yeah, agreed. But I mean, before we get into the game, I talked a lot about what TerranLord could have done different. Got to give November utmost credit for pulling that off. She got scouted. TerranLord had everything he needed, and she still somehow made it work with fantastic Warp Prism control. She knew when she needed to jump onto the tank. She knew when she needed to jump on the bunkers. And she also knew when she realized, okay, this is not going to kill TerranLord extremely quickly. I need to expand beyond. She did that as well, and that's why she's the cheese queen for sure.
Alrighty. As you said, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the cheese queen, the pink Protoss. It is November.
And in the top left, he's 1 game away of losing the Showmatch. Make sure he at least takes us to a 7th game. He is, unfortunately, a little... But I believe he's gonna come back from this. He is the Orange TerranLord. Again, it's a double pro from November, and 100% this is gonna be proxy starport. It's because look how small this distance is. You put some shield barriers here. You should just do exactly what she did in, I think it was game 2 or 3. But again, TerranLord, the key is for TerranLord is just making sure this gas steal doesn't happen. Okay, good. He at least stops the gas steal. I think that's already a good start. And he did see. I mean, he's going to scout with the SCV all he needs to see that it's going to be a proxy. But the fact that the gas didn't get stolen is already really good for him because he needs as much gas as he needs to deal with this. He shouldn't keep the Reaper at home. It should be scouting for proxies for sure. But at least this time he's got that 2nd gas. One thing I would like him to do though, he's gonna scout it. As soon as he scouts that it's double Stargate, okay, this is like super all in. As soon as he scouts that it's double Stargate, he must stop building any buildings. Like this factory's in a terrible place. He should lift that up as soon as it's done and put it at the back. May November have to go as far as she can to destroy TerranLord's TerranLord production. He's gonna go for a quick expand. I gotta say I hate that for TerranLord. I wish he would add a 2nd Rax down. I don't think he needs a CC just yet. I do think eventually you need to get one. He's gonna get the first pylon. Not that big of a deal for November. She's gonna get the Void Rat that she needs. Again, this is another situation. Like November is got no units at home. I really, really would like TerranLord to send this Reaper across the map. It's not going to be able to kill these pylons. If he can just start taking November's attention away from the proxy that she's doing, can go a very long way.
1 missile turret is up in the main, and the 2nd is just starting now.
This warrior needs to get out of there. Oh, no, don't do it, warrior. Okay.
There's
at this point, November's
dead airspace for her to maneuver her Void Rays, so I think this is a really good choice for the map.
But TerranLord's making a pretty bad error already. He's putting all these turrets in one place, but he's got to defend his mineral line as well because November's again expanding. Like he can't lose too many SCVs. I would like a turret put up right by that gas. Again, he's sending the Reaper just to die. That's just such an important... he wants as many mules as he can to just get as many resources as you can. So now he has to force the scan to see what November's doing. Well, he should be sending that Reaper across the map for sure. But he's definitely... like the last game, he didn't have what he needed to defend this. But now he definitely has, and he definitely could land up defending this for sure.
Yeah, I think November just needs to, or has the option of hitting that mineral line still, as you mentioned, and can still delay TerranLord from expanding for quite some time. But
yeah, agreed.
If I think if he goes for like stim timing, he can really punish November's position.
See, this is what I was talking about earlier. Look, he's gonna lose so many SCV. He just doesn't have what he needs to be in place. That if he gets one turret, it becomes very difficult for November if he has his units in position. His mineral line is probably his most important thing to do now. Oh, these Cyclones are doing... No, that was pretty sloppy from him.
Yeah, he lost way too many units for what he should have, and not having that missile turret really hurt him.
I think he now he needs to pull it. I think these Cyclones are starting to become a tiny bit useless. Like I wouldn't send them all across the map, but I wouldn't mind him to get 2 Vikings and then maybe a medevac and try and get damage done across the map. Because November she's just doing whatever she wants back at home, and there's absolutely no units from November. She hasn't even got warp bait, I don't think. Oh, the Cyclones go down! I think this could be the end of our show match.
Yeah.
Like, this is... I don't think this base is defendable anymore. And he can't afford to lose the space. I'm surprised November doesn't have to engage. She should just go straight for these Vikings and just keep pressuring TerranLord. Yeah, I know what's going to happen after this. He's going to be incredibly disappointed because he had everything he needed to hold it. But this is starting to get a position when November is she's just doing too much damage with these Void Rays. And again, she can at any stage. There you go. At any stage, she could have recalled those Void Rays, and that game would be over. That was just on a different day. I think the score looks very different. But November, she's amazing, absolutely amazing.
I really like that her first 2 games, she didn't actually go for like the cheesiest of builds. Game 2 may have been slightly gimmicky, but her her expansion timings were on par with a Mako game. So,
yeah,
really
I totally agree. Like she played against her image, which was so clever in November. Because I mean, the fact that you just look at those first 2 games and she macroed so well. She did really well with the disruptor drop. She caught TerranLord God, but it wasn't just like her keep going with this disruptor drop and getting damage. She macroed so well at home. She got all the tech she needed. The only time that she maybe got a little bit wrong was in the game that TerranLord won with that stim timing. I think if she got Storm a bit earlier, she wins. But other than that, she was the superior player in the series, and she deserved the win, without a doubt.
Yeah. She played the series as opposed to just the game. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you. It's not like she did the same build in any game. Every game was a different build. I mean, there were 6 games? That's incredibly difficult to do, to know 6 different builds for Terran, just for one matchup. Oh, yeah. It really shows the depth of her understanding of the matchup and how to cheese.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think the one thing that sometimes I struggle when I do Protoss cheese is I don't get like the build super crisp. But her build, she never got supply block. She knew exactly, again, what I said earlier, she knew when to take a Nexus. She knew when she needed to pull back. She knew when she needed to jump on. What she needed to jump on. It was incredible game sense from November as well.
Yeah, so that concludes our show match. Later today at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, there will be another show match, but at the pro level between Loki and Theory. Then tomorrow, there is a clan war, friendly all kill between DSG, 2 platinums, 3 diamond. And Monday there is another best of 5 between the GMs and against the Risen clan.
All really good games and series that you all should tune in, especially for the Sykes Pro Series, which is happening later today. I mean, what more do you want? 2 high-level players playing in a best of 9 for $50. I mean, and it's always, again, this is a best of 9, not even like a best of 7. So these players are going to have vast array of builds ready for each other and for the audience. So definitely tune into that later.